Hi there, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us for a Thursday night heading into round 6, the 1/3 mark of Big V season 2018. Steve and Craig with me at the desk. We've had a bit of fun the last couple of weeks, and tonight we're looking at the top 5 male import forward centres for the last 10 years. We had the females last night, lots and lots of feedback and comments. We had guards last week. We certainly felt and heard everybody's positioning around who they thought should have been on those lists, and believe me tonight, there are some players who have missed this list, and I still sit there and can't work out how they've missed it. But you can only fit in 5, so if you put one in, you've got it. You have to, and this is what I keep saying to people, if you put one in, you have to take one out, Craig.
Yep. Justin actually kept going, oh, we have to have this player in. We have to have this player in. He looks down and he circled 75 names.
My list of 5 nearly extended to triple figures.
You had
That's how big it was.
You had a whole squad. It wasn't just 5.
Oh, I struggled to leave players out. I really did. But anyway, in no particular order, our 5 top import forward centres from the last 10 years. Now, can I preface this by saying we have seen a lot of terrific single seasons. Terrific single seasons. Right across the league, from state champ men down to D1, D2. Remember we had D3 at one stage over the last 10 years. So we've seen some incredible single season performances. And we named Grant Johnson as a guard last week on the show.
I was just thinking, I was like, where are we going with this? Because we had Grantley on the list because he was a stud.
Yeah. I'm just saying there has been some fantastic players come into this league. But when we go through this list, I mean, there's some players on this list who have carved out unbelievable careers in the Big V over the last 10 years.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah. Right.
Just looking down.
Yeah, looking at the list.
3 of them still running around, and they've been here for some time now.
Yes. We'll start us off, Steve.
Well, we'll start off with one that is no longer in the Big V. Had 3 incredible seasons, picked up a most valuable player along the way to boot.
Was he here 3 or 2?
13, 14, 15.
Was he? Okay.
13, 14, 15.
Okay, fair enough.
With your production meeting notes has stated 13, 14, 15.
Oh, my production.
He's got no notes written down, actually.
He's from McKinnon Cougars. He was a runner-up in 2014, so didn't quite get that elusive championship, but it's Cale Harrison.
The Canadian. What an incredible player the Canadian was. No one will ever forget. And we were talking a lot about his role as a guard forward. That was our hottest debate, whether he should have been on last week's list or this week's. But you said, Justin, small forward, he fits into the forward category.
I can always, and I'll never forget, just the one game, it was
Ringwood.
Preliminary final out at Ringwood, 4th quarter.
Unbelievable.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
It's probably Steve.
Goes down in folklore.
Well, it's probably, I'm not saying it is, but it's probably the single biggest quarter for an individual player on the big stage that I've seen in the last 15 years. That last quarter from Cale Harrison was out of this world.
It's the only time I've seen Ringwood lose too, so that's like, you go over that span of Ringwood dynasty.
Yep.
For one player to do that, that was unbelievable.
Everyone that night was shell-shocked. Could not believe what they had just witnessed, especially the Ringwood fans could not believe what they had just witnessed. Cale Harrison was a star of the competition, and gee, I tell you what, if he was available to come back, you'd have him in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? Good choice.
I'm going to go off camera. Once we finish, I'm going to go off camera and bring that back up. I'm going to watch that, relive it.
Magical. Okay, I like that.
I'm going to put pressure on you. Can you put that up on the screen?
Oh,
here we go.
There you go.
I like that. We're not going to sit here and watch the whole...
No, just chuck a basket up there.
Rightio. Craig, player number 2 on this list, and I'll tell you now, this player... You talk about big game, star quality. This guy is unbelievable.
He's one of those guys that you've said, as you said before, has made a career out of playing Big V down here.
And he's a nice guy.
An absolute great guy off the court.
All about
gets
the
around
team.
the community.
All about
Everyone
the club.
loves him.
Yes.
Iconic, I think, of the Big V over the last 10 years. Hit one of the biggest shots I've ever seen personally at a Big V game last year, where down 3 he just brought the ball up and pulled up from about 10 feet behind the line.
For me, he is the better of the stepbrothers. By the way, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to this guy every day of the week.
Bulleen, now Chelsea, Corey Steiff.
Yes, absolute star, and I think back to last year's final series.
We were all there. I think we were all there in the house, and Chelsea down 3. He brought the ball up with 40 seconds to go, pulled a 3, hit it. Next possession brings it down, and they're level. Pulled the 3 again, hit it.
Yep. Corey's lesser-known stepbrother Ben was in the house that night, and it's fair to say that whilst Ben had about 400 people following him every step, as soon as Corey started lighting it up, they were back to the basketball.
They mobbed the floor and ran to Corey, not Ben Simmons in the corner.
It was incredible. And look, he has been just a wonderful player to watch, and has obviously played at Bulleen as well. The story of how he came into contact with his father is just it's probably, and I know I make some big statements, but it's probably the biggest human story that I've ever come across in Big V.
I think it was our first one-on-one Big V TV episode.
Incredible.
When we started this new segment last year as well.
Yep, an amazing story. Got a lot of time for this guy, but Corey Standover has made the list, and deservedly so. So Cale Harrison, Corey Standover, Steve-O, who's up next?
Well, we mentioned in the guards last week that you have a close relationship with him, so you sort of palmed it off to one of us to mention him. But he started off at the Melbourne Tigers, sort of put himself on the map out at MSAC, which they played at the time. Made the move to McKinnon a couple of years back. Dylan Steiff has just carved out a really, really great career in the Big V, and I'm sure it's set to continue for, years on end.
The man who Steve said wasn't big enough to make his fantasy team.
You did say that.
He did say that
a few weeks ago. I just still can't believe it.
He's been reminding me
every day.
Every day.
I mean, it's pretty easy because he keeps dropping 38 and 8 on the weekends.
Yeah.
So.
Dill and I get on like great mates, and Craig just continues.
What he said at training last night. Anyway,
a guy who can do it all on both ends, is a tremendous athlete, great guy off the court from everything I've heard, good teammate. Everyone loves playing with him, and MVP. What more can you say?
Look, I've probably got a little bit of a closer insight because I get to see him all the time, but out of all the imports that I've seen and been around over the last decade and a half, Dylan is just a terrific young man, and he is there for his teammates every step of the way without question. He's a team first guy, and I don't know anyone across the league at all, anywhere, anyone who doesn't respect what this guy can do. He has been huge in the Big V competition over the last few years, and he's only just getting started.
How old is he?
I think he's only 24, 25. Like, he is literally only just getting started. He's going nowhere in a hurry. He loves the country, loves being here, loves being around his teammates, and I can see him
following Corey's path, maybe sticking around for 10 years.
Absolutely. Massive part of the community. The kids love him, and he absolutely deserves this position on the list. So that's 3. We've got 2 to go. And the next player, correct me if I'm wrong, in fact the next 2 are players who have carved out incredible careers in the Big V. Craig, next.
Hume City?
Yes.
Jamal
Star.
Brown.
JB. Absolute star. Gee whiz, this guy has been one of the most formidable opponents in the Big V over the last decade. You go to anyone who's played in the competition at state champ level, and they'll tell you that one of the hardest matchups was Big JB. Loved watching him play. I would still like to see him out there, to be honest. He could still be rolling around doing what he's doing. Formed an incredible combination with Jermaine Maybank, who was on our list last week.
Yeah.
But Jamal Brown was a star of the Big V competition and absolutely deserves his place in the top 5 import forward centres of the last 10 years.
Did they pick up a championship? What do you...
I think Hume City inconsistently found their way in and out of finals over the years, so I don't think so, although I could be wrong. I'd have to sit back and do some research, but I'll tell you what, you talk about a respected individual. He was a beast on the court.
Well, certainly speaking from personal experiences, when I sort of entered the Big V world, if you relate to Hume City, their men's program, it was Maine and JB.
Absolutely.
just that dynamic duo that they were.
They were the kings of Broady for years and years and years. I love that selection, love it. Now, just some players that have missed out, because we're about to mention the last one in a moment. Eric Williams. I mean, how he has missed this list.
Fair to say the last cut, probably.
Beyond me.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Corio over a couple of years and
Dominated.
absolutely tore this league to shreds. Eric the Eel. He was unbelievable, and he has just missed the top 5. And I think it's shameful that you two put a line through his name.
Who are you going to take out?
No, I don't know. But geez, Eric Williams was good. There's another guy out at Ringwood, and Ringwood's recruited some
Just list them all.
stars over the years, especially guards. But he was a belter, Sam Belt. How many years did he play at Ringwood? 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
He's just missed out on this list, and I'm sure that there's going to be plenty of people getting on the Big V Facebook page putting up the name Sam Belt.
Tell you one off.
He was good.
Off the path of state championship men, there was one down in Division 1 out of Shepparton. He was an MVP in D1. Johnny Lewis.
Johnny, yes,
Yeah.
very good.
He was a great player.
Very good. Warrnambool's had some stars as well. Latrobe City's had some great players as well.
They have too.
There's been some beauties over the years, but I don't think anybody would deny us of this next guy making this list, especially with what he's continuing to do on the court. Had a massive game a couple of weeks ago. Kelvin Henry. He has just been a stalwart now, can we say that? Because he has been up in the Mildura
2013 onwards.
And again, he's another one of these imports. You won't meet a nicer guy.
Yep. You
just will not meet a nicer bloke to sit down and have a beer with. I don't even know if he drinks beer, but sit down and have a coffee with, sip a lemonade. He is just a ripping bloke.
That's one thing that runs true with every import we've said that's been here more than 2 years.
Yep.
You can't stick around unless you're loved off the court and on the court. This guy
dropped 47 2 weeks
48,
ago.
was it? 47, 48?
47, yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's still getting it done at the highest level. He's averaging about 10 points more per game than the next person in the comp.
I don't know of an import. Maybe Steiff is very close to this with Chelsea, although they've got a couple of players coming up and helping him out now. I don't know of a player who has singularly been more important to a team and their prospects of winning over the last, 6 years?
7 years.
7 years.
Well, he casually took out the MVP last year.
He's got a box full of awards sitting at the Big V office, Steve, because he never comes to the awards night and picks them up.
Get him down this year.
I don't know a guy that has been singularly more important to a team winning than what Kelvin Henry has been to the Mildura Heat.
Day in, day out, consistency,
unbelievable
scores. They're always looking for him, and he always delivers.
Now, so here's the top 5 again, in no particular order, and by all means, put your comments in there. There's probably players that we've missed. You know what? You got to take someone out. To put one in, you have to leave one out. Cale Harrison, Corey Standurfer, Dylan Steiff, Big JB Jamal Brown, and Kelvin Henry. Have fun leaving one of those out to put one in, because they are 5 super players.
I hope Steve would just leave Dylan sit out. Clearly doesn't rate him.
Can't believe he didn't make your fantasy team.
Well, the great thing is he's probably watching this. He goes, you know what?
You stuffed up.
He knows.
Rightio, tomorrow night we're back at the desk. We're looking at all the big games, slicing and dicing. Mr. Analysis here will be coughing up some stats for us as we look forward to round 6 right across the competition. We'll be back at the desk tomorrow night, Big V TV. See you then.